You gotta start the show.
Okay, I have to introduce the whole thing now. This is Grindstone.
Yeah. Yeah. Can I get an amen? Like people praying in the cabin, clapping when the plane lands. Saw him cross the street. What up, Captain? That's my main man. Had to play a vanilla. Can't expose the game plan. He's menial to me. Like a genius to a caveman, a bruja to her voodoo jar. Clear morning, clear headed. Dearborn 4 parts, push glass house cross asphalt. I'm grindstone with Thor's heart. More art, more vision, break system down to prisms where reform starts is not prison because that hardly works. Childishly defiling your own kind, get your ass Charlie Kirked. Whoa. I like to start off with song, but sometimes that shit just, I don't know where it goes. The other morning I woke up, I've been waking up hella early, but the other morning, for no reason, but the other morning I woke up, I said, no trash thoughts on my mind. Trash truck woke me up. Grateful I'm still alive. Deathophobia. Yeah. Shout out to you if you got deathophobia. Are you deathophobic or deathophilic? Or is it called deathophobic or deathphilic? Shit, if you're deathphilic, that means you're trying to go today. Don't be that way. Keep living. It's not worth it. But I'm going to give you a key. This is like a key. We're going to see who could. This is a universal law. I don't have it broken down simply yet, but I'm gonna work it out with you right now. So if you have if something is imminent and it's approaching you, imminent meaning you can't duck it. That means you have to approach it. So here's a test. If somebody, say you have long hair and somebody pulls your hair, how do you get out of that? Do you know? Do you know? Do you know? Think about it for a sec. If somebody pulls your long hair, like in a fight, not in no sexual way, but like say y'all are beefing, hold up, get your mind out the morning gutter. If somebody pulls your hair, how do you get out of that? Like what's the quickest, most surefire way you could take control of that situation? I'm gonna tell you how. Remember the law, the universal rule. If something is imminent and it's approaching you, you have to approach it. It's very simple. If somebody's pulling your hair, the best thing, and they're like, say they're pulling it to the ground or pulling it towards them, the best thing you can do is beat their arm or their hand to where the hair is going. So say they're pulling it to the ground. The best thing, like once you notice your hair is getting pulled, if you pull back this way, they'll control you. If you pull to the ground, if they're pulling to the ground, beat them to the ground, the next thing you know, you've rushed them to the ground, then you could get control of that arm in a way that they weren't even ready for. Now you rushing them. They was rushing you to the ground. Now you rush them to the ground. If they're pulling you towards them, the best thing you could do is dart towards them, even if it's in a close space. And then you get control of that situation. If somebody's pulling your jacket, you could just come out of that jacket. You know, so it's not the same kind of thing. If somebody's pulling your sleeves, you just, and then next thing you know, you get control of their wrist. But if something is pulling you or pushing you, beat it to the place before it gets you to the place. You're probably wondering, man, what in the dickens you're talking about? Well, this is what I'm talking about. So, the other day, it was just yesterday, I went to the doctor, right? And the doctor gave me like a clear synopsis of some things going on that I gotta pay attention to, right? And if you ain't been getting checked out, go get checked out. It's just like a little health moment. And so I was like, you know what, Doc? I appreciate you lacing me up with this game. And now I'm going to do 3 things. I'm going to the Chinese doctor, and I'm going to go to the clairvoyant psychic, and I'm going to go to the past life psychic. And we're going to get this together. I'm going to talk about all that today with you because I'm going to beat you to the spot. I'm going to beat you to the spot. Hey, right now, you met me at the spot. Welcome to episode 76 of Sorry for My Language. Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing like a good wake up music, right? Good start the show off right music. So this is episode 76 of Sorry for My Language. I'm Grindstone. This is my lifestyle show, my lifestyle philosophy, where I get to just spill my guts about how I feel about stuff. This is my philosophy. Because I will philosophize. In the comments, you can like, subscribe, and criticize. Or you can co-sign or say I'm lying. It is my show where I talk about culture, things going on. Never ever really what's in the headlines, and I'm never gonna gossip. And I love music, so I'm gonna talk about music. Hope y'all like how I start off with song. I do not sing, but I make a deaf song. You could live your whole life, but you won't live long. On the Gong Show, we won't get gone with the Beastie Boys, not Cheech and Chong. Beastie Boys was my joint. I tried to make that drown out the sirens I hear outside. I don't know if y'all hear the stuff or if this road mic is just noise canceling enough for you just to hear me and it's just you and I. You and I, you and I. So, I went to the Chinese doctor, right? First, I actually went to the herb store, got me a coconut water. Because I think you need like a regular diagnostic for your health. And then you listen to them, and then you go to the other people who have different viewpoints and different ways to get to the optimal you, because they'll tell you different shit. So just this morning, I made an early ass appointment with the Chinese doctor. And I had been meaning to do this with this Chinese doctor for a while. And I learned something. I'm gonna tell you what I learned. And this don't have nothing to do with health. I learned that, check this out. I learned that you can go to another country, and if you have something to offer in terms of product or service, now a lot of you probably know this, learning the language is totally secondary. So all of you all saying, I don't know where I'll move. The culture's too different. If I left America, I don't know. Don't even worry about it. Shout out to my New York, Los Angeles, Washington, D.C. viewers. I appreciate you. We are all in places where there are several people who have not learned the language of America, which is English. And I'm totally okay with that, but what it does, it gives me a window into seeing, you know what? I could go to another country and not even learn the language till later. I could go somewhere, get set up all the way, and not learn the language later, and not learn language till later, but I could start making a living. Now, of course you want to learn the freaking language because it'll help you navigate, right? And then you don't go somewhere else expecting someone who is of the land to know your language just because your colonizers was big time colonizers like ours, the English, right? I don't expect them to know my language. But fuck it. If you're happy with just knowing your skill, your craft, your product well enough and learning that system well enough to know how to get busy, man, more power to you. So I go to this Chinese doctor this morning, right? And I'd only seen him on TikTok. And I didn't even see him. I just saw some people really super vouching for him. And it was in a row house, right? Which is cool with me. You know, that's real Barnaby Jones of him. But I'm cool with like the old school looking shit. You know, that's probably where the real healing could go down. So I'm in this joint, and he put a pillow on his desk and got a Kleenex out. And like I caught the train down there and wanted to duck rush hour traffic. And so he pulled his Kleenex out. I thought he was giving me a Kleenex so I could like dab my forehead because I was like sweating a little bit. But nah, so he put the Kleenex down on the pillow. He's wearing like a little mask, you know, and he's not speaking Chinese, but or Mandarin, but may as well have been. I couldn't understand anything he was saying. And I'm just like, damn, you know, but he led me to put my hand down on this pillow with this Kleenex. And then he was like, take your pulse. All right, so he's gonna take my pulse. Bet. So he's taking my pulse and then he's feeling for hella long. Like he's feeling on my wrist for hella long with his 2 fingers and 3 fingers. 1 finger, 2 finger, 3 fingers. And I'm chilling. You know, I'm like, damn nigga, what? I'm a vampire? You can't find my pulse or something? Like, what's going on? What's happening, mister? Mr. TikToker? You know? But he was a cool dude, so he's feeling on my wrist. I mean, like, you know, real gently. My left wrist first. And then almost like he's playing the recorder, you know, or the kazoo or something. And then he was like, all right, right wrist. After about a minute and a half, give my right wrist. Bam, he does the same thing. And then from him just doing that, he starts telling me about my organs. Oh, your liver's doing this. Your kidney's doing that. They need to balance out. You need to do this. But his language was so heavily accented that I really couldn't understand what he was saying. And so a couple times I had him slow down. I was like, huh? Like, wait, what did you say? I need to, da-da-da. But then I got to the point where I realized me trying to speak clear English slowly is similar to him speaking slow Chinese to me. So we had this language barrier, but fuck it, man. Do your thing. Like, you're in this place. It looks like you've been in here for a long time, you know, just by the looks of things. So the only way you could be really kicking ass in this joint for a long time is if your shit is working, if your practice has benefited people. And then I'm just impressed off the fact that he felt my both wrists and he's able to tell me about all these organs in my body and what's going on. And kind of like lightweight, a balance that I needed to establish between these and those. And he was like, all right, no sugar, no spicy food, no da-da-da-da. And then that was it. And then at one point he asked me if I was okay with drinking black snake tea. I understood that and I was like, you mean like a snake? Like a serpent? Like, did you say snake? And he was like, yeah, just little pieces of snake and tea. Why? Right. And then he said some other shit I can't understand, but it seemed sincere. Right. And this was not too far from Chinatown. So he writes this prescription for China, for like this herbal store in Chinatown. Now I have this prescription right here. Let me show you how authentic this is. And we got to give props to the Asians. For thousands of years, they've been doing shit right. They learned how to establish their own communities in these bustling cities. They learned how to find ultimate peace through meditation. They got their family values right. They know how to medicate motherfuckers. They be hella old doing Tai Chi, getting their breathing practices together. And they figured something out that we as Americans have not figured out. And the crazy part about it, they serve food to Americans and make money off Americans that they don't fucking eat at home themselves. That shit kind of crazy too. But check this out. Can you see this? Look at this. Right? That's all written in Chinese. That's the prescription he gave me. So I don't even know what the hell that is. I have no idea. But later today I gotta go to the and this is my journey. You know, journey's the thing. Everybody's on their journey. I'm on my journey. This is my journey. But yeah, so I got to go down to the herb store and hand them that in Chinatown today, and they're going to give me a bunch of stuff, and I assume they're going to explain what's what and what I'm supposed to do with it. I don't have no idea. But let's be honest. If you go to the regular doctor and then the doctor's like, your cartilage and your sacrum and your MCL anterior posterior labrum has a tear that's close to the whatever, whatchamacallit. Like, do you really understand what that doctor's saying? If you don't have prior training, do you really understand what that American doctor's saying? So, you know, and then fuck it. Say you do understand what they're saying. Do you understand what they prescribed you? All right, take the belithazine zora micotazole. Like, doctor, what you say? Like, what? Say what? Say what? What was that? What was that, doctor? Take the promethazole mora ifada livitate. Take that. Two of them. 30 milligrams apiece. You know, a lot of the times we'll go and we'll take the advice from somebody, from some doctor, and we feel comfortable with the doctor because we're really at a loss for our own understanding. And so I mentioned I like to go to the regular doctor, to the herbal store. There's a couple of them that are black owned, you know, just so I could get, okay, what's your opinion? Y'all got these herbs. What you think about this? Then this is my first venture to the Chinese joint. We're like, okay, now I get the Chinese massage. I get the Chinese fire cupping. I get to go to the Chinese joint for the they got like this health scan thing, and there's like this little meter, and for the acupuncture. But this is the first time I really went for this type of evaluation. Because I just want to fucking know. And I just want to know as much as there is to know without me climbing all off in myself and really knowing. But was that a pause? Climb all off in myself? Nah, that wasn't a pause. And then you have the so I mentioned the psychics, right? Oh man, I gotta call the damn psychics. There's two psychics. I wonder why psychics ain't calling me. Don't y'all know I want the answers? Don't y'all know I'm in a place right now? Come on, psychics. Hit me up. Read my mind, Jack. Or maybe you have to summon the spirits. I don't know. But there are two psychics for a long time that I've developed cool relationships with. And I promise you, listen, just as the conventional doctor can tell you, this is what we're seeing. And then the Chinese doctor can say, oh, I see an imbalance in this organ, in that organ. They've identified the same thing, but they've called it different. They've stated it differently. You know, so this doctor would be like, oh, you have high this or low that. And then the Asian doctor will say, oh, you have an imbalance in between this organ and that organ, and we have to get that balance right. They're identifying the same thing, they're saying it differently, right? So you get up the mountain in different ways, but you still are climbing to the top of your health mountain. So then the psychics is two different psychics that I fool with, and I ain't talked to them in a while because I was like, I need to live my own life. Like, who am I to try to live my own life? I need all the help I could get. You know, give me some help. Let's clap it up for help. We all need help, don't we? I mean, shit. Me walking around this joint like I know the answers is kind of crazy. I don't know. It's hella shit I just don't fucking know. So anyway, one of the psychics that I deal with, he got his when he was young, he got his mind tested, his like his aptitude for like his mental capacity tested it, I think like decades ago, even at the University of Alabama, and they found that like he's like a genius with he accesses some other part of his mind. But when you talk to him, he's a super regular dude who just knows hella shit. The brother knows hella shit. I need to call him today. I'll swear. And the one thing that he does not always get right is when something is going to happen. You know, his time is like on a time continuum, but he gets the information in there. And sometimes it might be a name that's similar to a name or a piece of a name that he might mention, and that might be part of a city, a country, a street, a person, but he'll identify your relationship with that name. And then the other psychic, she's super normal too when you talk to her as a person, but she can connect you with spirits that are trying to talk to you. And she'll identify them through certain characteristics that one would not be able to guess. You know, like a person couldn't be like, some of the specifics that she'll point out in one of the ancestors that's trying to talk to you that you know, she would not know how this. She don't have no way of guessing this. It's not like she funnels it down to a fine point. She'll name something specific about this spirit who wants to talk to you, male, female, they're wearing this, they look like all that stuff, and it'll be somebody who you know. And then she'll ask the permission, which is one cool thing about the spirits. Clap it up. The spirits be asking permission before they interact with you, you know, and I guess I can only think that's part of the sacred contract that you make once you cross sides. So you just don't freak everybody out, you know, for lack of a better term. But you got to ask the spirit permission, and then this ancestor will start communing with you through her. So she's what you call a medium. And so I just want to know all the damn answers, man. Not all of them, but kinda. I want to know more than I know now. Like I know way too much about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj than I need to know. So I want to know some more about some other shit. You know, not only what I read, what I study, but come on, give me some inference, Mr. Chinese herbalist. Give me some stuff, medium. Come on, psychic. Give me some stuff, Jack. Hey, Doc, who had graduated from that wonderful Johns Hopkins. Give me the info, bro. I want to know it. And I think that knowing yourself will get you in a position, I can't say control, but you'll be in a better position than you would be if you were just out here willy-nilly guessing some old school shit. Yeah, eat some saltines and drink ginger ale. Cute, but nah, we can't keep living like that. Especially black people. You know, we live off of somebody at the bus stop will say some shit, and then next thing you know, we'll call that a remedy. And it's just out of hand. We need to start reaching for information that might be a little outside of our comfort zone and outside of our knowledge base, just so we can have a little bit of longevity. You know? One for the churchgoers. Two for the heathens. Three for the people asking, who do you believe in? I just be up here making stuff up. Yeah, man, really get into taking care of yourself because another funny thing is cool. Yesterday, I decided to walk my errands, as I often do. I walked down the street and I ran into a dude who he was part of my past life. You know how your life be broken up into sections? I haven't seen him since probably, I'm gonna give it a solid 2014. It's been a while. He may have dipped into 2015 or something, but I just ain't seen him in a long time. And every now and then when I see certain people who are connected to me knowing him or vice versa, it just comes up that he was player hating on me a little bit or a lot bit. Because it's not a such thing as player hating a little bit. Either you were or you weren't. And if you were, that's way too much off break, right? Can't be a little bit of player hating. Either you did or you didn't. It's a little bit is like a little bit of poison. Either you poison the game or you didn't. So he was poison to the game. And I bumped into him yesterday. I was walking up the street. He was pulling in this little spot. And after all those years, because he never beefed with me in person, it was always what he said, this reliable source, and what he said, that reliable source. So I know it's true, and I know he had it in him to talk that, so whatever. But because he never saw me, shit, last time I saw him, it was probably handshakes, hugs, smiles, So fuck it, make a little money together. All right, cool. So saw him. We exchanged words. It was cool. It was good to see him. It'd be good to see it's good to see when people are still on their feet and doing their thing, right? And so because we hadn't talked in so long, we didn't have a whole lot to talk about, but we had a little something to talk about, for a little second. It was cordial in the street and it was good to catch up, right? But I'm gonna tell you this. I'm glad I was looking up to par and in my motherfucking bag of health. Walking out the store with a coconut water. Because imagine if you've been letting your health slide down the slide of life like runny eggs on a hot plate. And then you bump into somebody from your past who been hating on you. Just off your appearance alone, just off your well-being or lack thereof, they got the ups. In the game of petty, you gave them the ups. So if for no other reason, I'm going to need you to be healthy. I'm going to need you to be shining. I'm going to need you to get alternative opinions. I'm going to need you to do all of those things just so when you walk down the street and bump into somebody and it's been a long time, you can holler at them with your chin up. You won't be the topic of the next conversation like, oh, sis was looking bad. Bro was on the struggle bus. That's not going to be something that they're going to say about you. So people are always watching and you don't dictate that. Shit. I got another ex-homie. When I say ex-homie, I mean like we used to really be real close partners. But circumstances, situations came between us and it ain't like that. Right? But he delivers UPS packages on my block now, right? He's now a driver. So imagine if I was busted, disgusted, looking crazy, not in my good spirits, and then he knocks on my next door neighbor's house while I'm just out on my front porch trying to get some fresh air, and I'm out here looking crazy, and then he sees me looking crazy, right? Not a good look for the ego. not a good look for that invisible scoreboard of social cred, right? So I'm just saying, I can't plan that, and you never know when you're gonna bump into somebody of your future or of your past or even of your present. You might bump into a coworker. All I'm saying is take care of yourself and get alternative opinions. All that stuff matters, don't it? All right, all right, all right, all right, all right. Yeah, so in the most unconventional way, this is the Grindstone Health segment. Oh, by the way, if I didn't mention, the hat is by Bobby Joseph. Go to bobbyjoseph.com. He probably don't have these hats no more, but that's my man from Oakland. He's in Brooklyn right now, and bobbyjoseph.com got some real funky, fresh, authentic pieces that are enhancements. Fuck with my guy, you know? And on that note, I would like to say thank you to you for joining me on this Octubre. I'm Grindstone. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com. Get fresh. Right now, I feel odd because I ain't wearing no grindstone, but you know it's in the heart. Peace.